brought me to Notre Dame College? Serendipity. I was completing my doctoral work at Kent State University. That is to say, I had finished my coursework, I passed the comps, and they hired me as a part-time instructor while I worked on a dissertation that never did get done.
Brought me to Notre Dame College was a part-time job when I was in high school. Knew that I was looking for work. Knew some folks, buddies of mine that worked out at NDCL and the Educational Center. Came here when the apple orchard was out front. Actually applied to Heinen's job up the street. Walked in, met Sister Antoinette, Sister Concilia. I was hired on the spot, boom. So the rest is history.
So what brought me to Notre Dame? I went to a very large high school. I had over 800 students in my class, and I wanted a completely different experience for college. So that's why I chose Notre Dame. I wanted to actually be able to know who my faculty were and have a personal experience at the college.
I moved to Ohio in August of '84 and decided not to work right away and got my kids settled. Then all of a sudden I decided it was time to go to work and use that master's degree in adult education that I received from George Washington University. It so happened that Sister Mary Leroy Finn was looking for an assistant in the weekend college. And even though she didn't want to hire me, she thought I was the best qualified for the job. Her thinking was I had 2 young children and I shouldn't be working nights and weekends, but it was a perfect opportunity for me because then I could get a babysitter in the evenings and the weekends. So I started in July of 1985 working with the adult students in the weekend college and have been here ever since.
45 years ago, Brian, and actually I came by a lucky accident. I had always taught at big universities. I had taught at University of Michigan. I was accepted to teach at Ohio State, and my husband and I moved back to Cleveland before I could actually start teaching. So I sent my credentials to Case Western Reserve. Fortunately for me, they had no openings, but they knew the woman who was leaving the physical education department here, so they sent my credentials to Notre Dame, and one of the sisters called me and asked me to come for an interview. So it was serendipitous and lucky for me.
What really keeps me going here is the people that work here, the community, the students, trying to make the place the best, greatest place in Northeast Ohio. As far as the college education can go, make sure the buildings are upkept, maintained, safe and learning environment. My whole department on that.
Yeah, there are quite a few things. One is actually the ability to live the values that I have, which for me meshed very much with the philosophy of Notre Dame College and the Sisters of Notre Dame. I came thinking that I really had a handle on health and wellness. And over the years, through my connection with the sisters, I've learned how the spiritual dimension anchors all of our lives. That was a wonderful learning for me, which was empowering. And as a result of that, I've been able to grow as a person and also give depth to my teaching in health and wellness and in the psychology that I teach.
Working with the students is invaluable. It kept me in that academic womb. I was able to mingle and mix with the students. They bring life to everything. It's kind of like what our board members say, you know, come to one commencement and you're hooked. And I think that's what happened with me after I attended my first commencement. Watching the students, knowing some of them I know better than others. They walk across the stage, they get their diploma, you meet their families. It's very rewarding. It's very enriching personally, it's very rewarding.
I've worked at the weekend college program from the beginning up until the end, and those students were fabulous. I mean, Sister Leroy was a fabulous trainer. I loved the people here. I loved just everything about my job. It was fun to come to work, even though it was evenings and weekends. I truly felt that it was something that I could really help the students with, and that they helped me learn more about adult education and my chosen field.
The top thing that's kept me here is the students. Because of the atmosphere at Notre Dame, you get to know students, you get to work with them one-to-one, and you know, the classes are small, you can have discussions, and you know, I still have friends from alum who graduated in the 80s. And a lot of them have gone on to do really great things, but it's that personal interaction.
What makes Notre Dame a special place, I believe, are relationships with people. The fact it's a supportive community. People care about each other, they celebrate the good times, we are with each other in the difficult times, and we help each other in a variety of ways because we've gotten to know each other and we're all on the same page in terms of what we want to do for students and each other.
And it's not just the book learning, it's understanding other people, it's understanding how to deal with other people. And Notre Dame is, I think, quite unique. I mean, I've been to other campuses where everybody dresses alike, everybody talks alike, and if they have differences, then it's relegated to, well, you're in this fraternity or you're in this sorority. I've seen departments, academic departments, where you have these cliques of people. At this place, I mean, if you ask other faculty members about me, sometimes they get really angry at some of the stupid things I might say at a faculty meeting. And yet, just like a family, they put up with weird Uncle Tony.
I think it's the openness that we have with all of our students, and like a lot of students come here and they're given a second chance to do well. And you know, those students wouldn't have had the chance to come to a college, especially a small private college. Notre Dame gives them that opportunity, and I think the Academic Support Center is a perfect example of that. Whereas they give students with learning differences the ability to go to a small private college and to really excel in their classes.
Notre Dame has allowed me to do more than I ever expected because while I've been here, I've not only spent all these years as a biologist, but I did theater work here for 5 years. I've gone on to become a famous blues guitarist. So, and you know, because of like I said, the atmosphere of being able to participate in so many aspects of college life, that's been fun.
It's my life. True to my heart, I got married here. Met my wife here. Raised 6 kids. Three of my children have gone through school here. This means a lot.
Between Tony, Roz, Tom, and myself, we've seen 2 different institutions. You know, I feel that we can say that we've seen 2 different institutions. But getting back to what makes it special is the fact that despite that, you know, we've been different institutions over time, is the fact that the leadership and the people, the community members, we don't lose sight of the tradition of the sisters or the mission of the college. It's very values-based, it's mission-focused, student-centered, and I'm glad that we don't lose that.